Okay, back on. But these are the sights you get to see if you just spend your time wandering through here, sort of thing. And as I say, if you go to WA, it's already at least 4 times better. I mean, it can be a lot better than go at the right time of the year. And you spend long enough over there. As I said, you know, you basically got to do what I did as a child, you know. You got to live with the plants, basically. As I said before, you know, you may one day off, okay, 2 days off, and any more than a few days off, and you're starting to miss things, you know. And you're not taking it all in. Oh, I think it's a case of up and along a bit more, I think. Oh, I think we've got, I don't know. Oh. Yeah, that's the sort of effort you gotta make, fellas, when you got bloody welly boots on. Oh. Oh. Don't drop the camera, Richard. No, I tried not to, Greg. Oh, I noticed in that Victorian bulletin, Jesus, I don't know what sort of drugs they got Greg on, but Jesus, he looks like his age. I saw him when he came to one of my carnivorous plant meetings in about 2000 or around about the 2001. And he looked like a young little tacker, you know. 14 years later, I don't know what sort of drugs they've got him on, or God, he, from that photograph in the Vic Journal, God, is he aged? My only advice is stop plugging out the kids. It's not me, it's my wife. She won't stop now. The burden of the kiddies, sort of thing, yeah. Yeah, well, I've been through that, so, you know. Oh. How the far we got? I mean, that's the walk-in from the other track. Is that why we can never find it? Oh, it can't be. It's not actually over there, is it? There's no way we wouldn't have walked out of it that quickly to the there's no way. It just doesn't make sense. But again, when the wet wall never seems to make sense. Every time we find it and we come away from it and think, what? As I said, it looks like a couple of valleys, you know. As I said, it can almost be the case of finding a dinosaur tree out there somewhere in one of these bloody valleys. You just got to get the right one. Anyway, I think I cracked rhubarb, by the way, fellas. I've got rhubarb growing in basically, oh, I'm getting lightheaded, the sand sort of thing, so I'm just going to dabble with it and improve it, tweak it a bit, and see how we go from there. And I'm going to try and complete the circle sort of thing, all that cyanophyte stuff that you see on the I think that's what you see, that's just like completing the circle. What the soil does, it creates a cyanophyte, but if you know how the cyanophyte are created, you can go back to the front of the circle and take it to that stage straight away, sort of thing. So the cyanophyte starts growing as the soil is maturing, sort of thing. So as the soil starts fixing nitrogen from the atmosphere, you've already worked out what form the nitrogen is in, and you've already put the nitrogen in at the front, sort of thing. Do you get my drift? So you see all these things when people pop these bloody plants in, and they start growing after about 2 weeks of going gangbusters, whereas the soil has to fix nitrogen from the atmosphere, so you can't get to the gangbuster stage until you wait for 2 months sort of thing. What I think they're doing is they're putting the nitrogen in at the front, and as it gets burnt away the soil is actually fixing more, so it sort of all pans out, and as I said, it's like completing the circle sort of thing. And it's, well, this is starting to open out rather nicely. You never know. Are we we're going to see this giant termite mound or something, but this might actually be worth coming back to see what grows on here. Have we got any remnants or anything out here? Just a sign, a taste of something to get our hopes up for next season. You know, like a big fat black rosette or something that's hand sized, and you think it's going to be another form of Drosera, bulbosa mage or something else or something. You just sitting on this hillside, getting on at the sun, hanging on for hundreds of thousands of years, just growing in this small pocket. It's come over from WA sort of thing on the southern land bridge, somehow has got up here because it's just the nice slope, and this thing has been pushed up into the sunlight over, you know, was it a couple of inches every 100 years or something. I don't know. You're waxing lyrical again, Richard. Yeah, I know I am, but I think we've missed it. I reckon now, reassessment, it was back there somewhere, but I think we're just going to have to go back and walk back and get to the road. I think that's what it's going to be, fellas. There's no way, I don't think. It's just going to be a big walk back to the road, I think, along the road, I think. It's just, we're just on a bloody bush bash to nowhere. Yeah, bush bash to nowhere. I think that's the title it's going to be. Either that, or we get back there, find the actual bloody tree that was hit by lightning, and get a quick squeeze down there. But in order to do that, we got to get back to where we were. So I think it's going to be a case of just fanging it, as they say, back up here, and just going straight up and finding whatever we get up there. Is this when we're going to encounter the snake? But yeah. Well, we've got lots of heathy vegetation through some prickly hakeas. We're going to encounter something completely different. Oh, I'm getting lightheaded again, fellas. Oh, well, there we go. Talking about some black rosettes. Now ask yourself a question, why are the rosettes black and not brown? And why are the herbarium specimens in the flytrap book really dark black? And by the way, that was very good photography, by the way. I always like to give credit where credit was due. That was beautiful photography of the herbarium specimens. Whoever did that, I take my hat off to you, did a good job there. It was like I was looking at the bloody things myself. They were looked like they were in front of me, you know. Be interesting. Looked like you may have used some sort of ring flash or something, but it was very nicely done. Thank you very much, whoever did that photography. I suppose I could look it up, but oh, here we go again. And by the way, I seem to appear to have lost one of my silver batteries over this season. One of my good silver batteries. Yeah. Oh, maybe it's left in the other car or something. Falling down the side of the seat or something. Oh. Well, there you go. That's where we did the David Attenborough being killed and dying in 20 minutes. We were early on in the season over there. So yeah, we have really got into a strange situation. But I think we're coming up to another vista point. Oh, God knows what's down there. Oh. Well, we know that other swamp is down there, so this thing must connect to it somehow. So I reckon that thing up there is the tip of the iceberg sort of thing, and goes down into our other swamp where we took you down to last year with all the bracken. It wasn't it? It wasn't coral fern, it was bracken down there. So that looks like glintage right next to the track there. Another. Oh yes, is it glintage or is it just, well, it can't be wet leaves of a tree. Not this time. Oh, well, the only other thing it could be is lights. Someone put their car out there. It looks like two lights and a spotter or something. Can you see it down there? You see the reflecting of glossy shining rocks or something's out there, or very shiny leaves, but they must be giant leaves. It can't be. Unless it's some sort of you know, spy station or something, looking out for firebugs or something. No, it's still shining now. Yeah, it's just off the track too. It's like I estimate 15 to 20 feet max off the track there, and it's just down from the track down there. And there's a bit of open space there with some borage. Yeah, that's a bit interesting. Well, something odd out there anyway. It's just standing out like a sore thumb. Well, we saw that glintage and we got to the wet wall that way, didn't we? So, you know, yeah, if it is a little tiny spring, it's a very small one, but interesting. Either that or it's some sort of, you know, hide or some sort of firebug watching station or something, or it's a car that's got out there, he's left his lights on or something without turning them off, or is he a roo shooter or something? He's set up for the night, you know, waiting for the roos to come out. Well, I don't really want to stand here, he's got a high power rifle, do I? In case he's getting a bit bored and he wants to... I'll get that gas bagger. I'll get him now. Yeah. Oh, you know, it could be something from the army, you know, practice in the bush sort of thing, you know. You set yourself up. If we can find you, we'll mark you down. If we can't find you, you pass the course sort of thing. I don't know. Anyway, time to move on, start a new clip from this here, I think.